here, and this is my NBA All-Star Ballot. So in this video, I'm going to be explaining my picks and why I picked them. Uh, so first, I picked Paul George for one of the forward positions in the West. I picked him because I think he's carrying the Clippers this year. I honestly think he's a top 3 forward in the league. I think he should be up in MVP contention, but he's not going to win it because it's going to be this year like Steph, Zach Levine, and KD. But yeah, he's having a really good season, averaging 24.7 points, 7.1 boards, and 5.5 assists, which those numbers put him 13th in scoring, which is really good. And the people above him, most of them I have actually starting, except like I think 3 or 4 of them aren't, but he's one of the best in the league and he deserves a start. At the center position, I went with the underdog Karl-Anthony Towns. I picked him over Nikola Jokic because I think he's just having a flat out better year. I think Jokic is really good, but he's going to be a reserve. Or no, he's going to start if someone gets hurt. That's the thing. If Cat or LeBron or Paul George, if one of the 3 of them gets hurt, then it's going to be Jokic. But if 3 of them are playing, they should all make it. But yeah, Cat's having a very, very good year at being behind Paul George and scoring at 14th with 24.6 points per game, with 9.3 boards per game and 3.7 assists per game. Next, we have LeBron, which I'm even debating still having him start, but for the sake of the video, he is. LeBron, he's probably going to be All-Star captain, even though he doesn't deserve it because the NBA loves him. Like, honestly, I think he's a good player, but I don't think he's deserved it in like 4 years, but he's been it every time. He's averaging respectable numbers this year with 28.9 points per game, which is second in scoring, 7.5 rebounds per game, and 6.5 assists per game. And he's a really good player. It's just, I like some other players better than him, but I put him there because it's probably going to happen. Next, we have Morant, who honestly, I think he's a top 4 guard in the league this year. He's playing elite. He looks just like a young Derrick Rose out there. And I got lucky in fantasy because when he had his knee injury, someone dropped him and I picked him up because just to have him on the bench. And then he came back like 2 weeks later. So it was like a free All-Star for nothing. But yeah, Ja is having an insane year, averaging 24.4 points per game, 5.8 rebounds per game, and 6.8 assists per game. And those stats don't even show what he does. Like, he had that insane block the other day. That was really good. And he's just like, he's playing all around this year, and he's carrying the Grizzlies. Like, what's it called? The Grizzlies, they were good without him, but they're they're actual like real contenders. Like, I think they could be a top 4 seed in the playoffs with Ja healthy and Jaren Jackson, of course. But next we have Stephen Curry, who I think is going to win MVP this year. I also think he's going to be the All-Star captain. I think it's going to be him and Demar, or him and Zach Levine, or Ja. It's going to be 2 of the 4 guards because Steph, his numbers cooled down a little now, but he got the 3-point record this year. He's averaging 26.3 points per game, 5.4 rebounds per game, and 6 assists per game, which are insane numbers. And he's on one of the best teams in the league, which is helping his case a lot, to say the least. Like, with points per game for team, the Warriors are 11th with 102. He has averaging a lot of their points per game because he's playing insane, and he's playing insane. I think his rebound numbers are up because I don't remember him getting like averaging 5 a game, but now he's scoring a lot and he's doing a little bit of everything. And I agree with Omar Raja's take that his defense is underrated. He he doesn't look like a good defender when you watch him on TV and stuff like that because he's like small. But if you actually like watch him up close, you'll see the work he puts in, how good he actually is. And what's called it. So before I mentioned about how the Warriors were averaging 110.2 points per game, uh, if you minus Steph's 26.3, they're averaging 83.9 if Steph's not there. And that doesn't include. Oh, wait, I forgot to put Draymond on this, but Draymond's going to be coming off the bench. But Draymond's averaging 10, and then you have Wiggins that's averaging, I think, like 18, something like that, and Clay averaging 17. That's really helping them out. But yeah, next let's moving on to the Eastern Conference. But so first we have Jason Tatum, who's ninth in scoring with 25.5 points per game, 8.6 rebounds, and 3.8 assists per game. He's having a good year, but if I'm being honest, I expected him to have like a little better number. It was like he's averaging 25. That was good. I expected him to make the jump to like 27, 28 this year. But I guess because they also have Jaylen Brown that's averaging 24, that might be a little difficult to get both of them really high. But yeah, he's having a good year, and the Celtics are actually, I don't know if they're still the 10 seed. They might be the 11 because my Knicks won yesterday. But yeah, they're not having the best year, so that might be why he doesn't become a starter, but he's playing good. Next, we have the Greek Freak Finals MVP, NBA champion Giannis Antetokounmpo. Giannis is still the best player in the league. He'll be the best player in the league for a while. He won't be an all-star captain though because he's not having that type of year that he's going to be it. But yeah, he's averaging 28.5 points per game, 11.3 rebounds per game, and 6.1 assists per game, which are insane numbers. And the Bucks continue to be one of the best teams in the league. Next, we have Kevin Durant, the Snake, the Cupcake. What other nicknames are there? There are a lot, but although I love to hate on him, he's a really good player. He's the best scorer of our generation. He's up there with like maybe Steph and Kobe. But yeah, this year he's averaging 29.3 points per game, which is the lead out of everyone. 7.4 rebounds per game and 5.8 assists per game, which is really good. And yeah, next we have Demar Derozan, who everyone thought wasn't worth the money. Well, he's proving them all wrong, except me. I thought the Bulls were really smart to go out and get someone like him. But yeah, so he's averaging 25.7 points per game, 5.2 rebounds per game, and 4.8 assists per game, which are really good numbers, and they're much better than last year. And he's leading the Bulls to one of the best teams in the league, and I think the Bulls might win it all this year. And then he got his teammate Zach Levine, who's averaging 24.9 points per game, 4.8 rebounds per game, and 4.2 assists per game. I think he deserves to be an all-star captain. He's by far one of the best players in the league. He's also the most entertaining player in the league, which kind of is what the All-Star games about, entertainment, which he's one of the best players in the league, one of the most entertaining players in the league. And I think he should do the dunk contest again because I think he might win. Although I want Obi Toppin to win this year. But yeah, just talking about the Bulls for a second. They're averaging 111 points per game, which is really good, and they have which is eighth in the league, which is insane. They have a good 3-point percentage. All their numbers are great, and that's why they're gonna win it all because their numbers are great. Also, because they have a great team chemistry where they have the perfect balance of young players, veterans, and players in the middle. But yeah, thanks for watching, and please like, subscribe, and have a great day. Also, I called the Bills game. I predicted it.